Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheff United Way YouTube channel. I'm going to move my microphone a bit further away from my mouth because I've noticed in the last few videos it's been a bit loud and a bit distorted. So we'll leave it there. How's everyone doing? Let me know in the comments. It's great to be back doing a live video. It feels like forever ago when I did a match reaction, and we are back. We are back for a new season. Not technically, because we've not played the first game of the Premier League season, but it's great to see the lads back in action. I wish I was wearing the new shirt, but obviously can't get your hands on it at the moment unless you're going to those Far East websites and ordering one of those. But I don't condone it. But yeah, each to their own. Anyway, we won 2-0 against Chesterfield at, I wanted to say Saltergate. It's not that anymore. It's the Technique Stadium, I think it is. But yeah, we won't get onto it yet because I just want to say, first and foremost, ILIMAN NDIAYE was wearing the new Sheffield United shirt today. I was worried that we were never going to see him in this new shirt, and we did. And when he came on, he did not disappoint, but we will get there eventually. I'll run through the teams first and foremost because there were two full-on different teams. I don't think anybody played 90 minutes. I don't think there were any subs in the game either. But to be fair, I had it on one of the worst streams I have ever seen in my life. It was terrible. So you're probably not going to get a lot of in-depth analysis on players like Andre Brooks, Louis Marsh, players like that I didn't really get too much of a look on, to be honest, because, like I said, unless somebody was directly involved in something, then I didn't really get a chance to have a proper look at it. But in the first half, we had Wes in the goal, we had Femi Sariki at right wing back, we had Chris Basham, John Egan, and Trialist, which we know is Chris Francis, who used to play for Bournemouth. Left centre back, that is. Max Lowe, left wing back. Ollie Norwood, John Fleck, and Andre Brooks in the midfield. And then Louis Marsh and Will Asula up top. Second half, we had Adam Davies, Sai Sachdev, Anel, Ahmed Hodsage, Miguel Frecklington, Jack Robinson, and Gilly Buyabu. Sorry, I haven't had much chance to rehearse that. So Gilly Buyabu, that's what we're going for. Hope I've not butchered your name, Gilly, if you're watching. That's the back five. Love seeing Sai Sachdev in there. Really big fan of him too. Miguel Frecklington's the first time I've ever seen him play, and he definitely didn't do anything wrong. Good to see Jack Robinson back. Obviously, signed his new contract. Sander, Harrison Neal, and Ben Osborne in the midfield, and then Ile and Ollie Mack up top. It was great to see Ile on the pictures earlier on from Sheffield United's Twitter handle manager. That sounded a weird way of saying social media manager or social media admin. Yeah, they put it up straight away. There he is. Don't worry about seeing him on the team sheet. He is here. He will be on the team sheet. Don't you worry, your little Sox Blades fans. So, yeah, it was very nice to see that. Anyway, let's crack on into the game. Obviously, I always make notes. It took me 7 minutes to get this game on, so I missed the first 6.5 minutes, something like that. I did ask if anything happened. Apparently, just a couple of corners. 7th minute, Will Asula gets played through, but the Chesterfield defender gets back and challenges. I was trying to remember then which one this was because Asula got played through umpteen times, so many times. Their defense was very high in both halves, very high. And that might be okay in the National League. This sounds really disrespectful because we're only in the same league as Chesterfield probably 6 or 7 years ago. But if you're going to play a high line like that, it's probably fine in the National League, but not against sort of Championship Premier League players, if you like. But we didn't score. We didn't score in the first half. Will Asula, it was great. Everything was great that he did except for the finish. He just kept missing chances. He had so many chances that he squandered, but it's good that he's getting into those positions. It would be nice to see him take one or two for us and also for him, probably more for him, to be honest. But he got through on the 7th minute. The defender got back and got a good challenge in. I think that was the only time they really stopped him most of the time it was him going through and the keeper saving it or him putting it into the side netting. In the 11th minute, Ollie Norwood had a bit of a tame shot blocked. 12th minute, Louis Marsh picks the ball up and he drove at their defence, but got a bit crowded out. In the 16th minute, this was the first big chance. Will Asula got played through. It was almost like a 3-on-1. I can't remember who played him through, but it was a 3-on-1 on the defender. But it took way too much time. It was on that right-hand side as we were looking at the pitch. He's going through one-on-one. I don't think he needs to come inside there. I just don't. The defender was trying to get back, and all he needed to do was just unleash Pell and have a shot at goal. But unfortunately, he comes inside, and the keeper saved it quite easily. In the 23rd minute, Will Asula got brought down, but no penalty. I think it may have been a little bit of a soft one, but obviously the ref didn't give it anyway. Obviously, when you're a Premier League side and you're playing against a National League side, the referee is probably going to err on the side of giving them a bit more than giving you decisions. I wrote down in the 25th minute, we gave the ball away quite cheaply in the midfield. I think this is probably the only thing that I'm going to say negative in this game, because it was just your run-of-the-mill pre-season game when you've got a side that's much better than the other side. Yeah, it's better than last year anyway. I was talking to Chad. By the way, Chad did an absolutely fantastic job on the watch along. Well done to Chad. We got loads and loads of concurrent viewers. I think 400 at one point, and the views are just still coming in. I think we're up to 5,000-6,000 at the moment. So very well done, Chad. But I jumped in the stream to chat to Chad. That's not very easy to say. And the reason why I've brought this up, I cannot remember. So I'm going to move straight on from that. Sorry. It's been a while since I've done a live video, since all the bright lights are on me and I'm having to chat absolute nonsense to you guys. In the 27th minute, Fleck plays Low in behind. Low plays a lovely little ball low. And then Will Asula again just has a go. And it's just straight at the keeper. The keeper makes a good save, though. The keeper made a good save all day, to be honest. But he needs to put these chances away. He really does. I think he does need a loan. But at the same time, we need to bring a striker or two in to allow him to go out on loan and get that experience. So yeah, that was another one that he didn't put away. We were getting in behind them really easy, like I was saying earlier on. They had the first shot on the 36th minute. It was a bit of a grass cutter that Wes managed to save pretty easily, but hopefully the grass wasn't too green, because that would have been all over that new white kit. Wes's mum won't be happy about that. In the 38th minute, a great run from Asula. He takes on the defender on the left-hand side and then mullers it into the side netting. This was the biggest chance for me. The one before, where Lowe puts it on a sixpence for him, he should have put away. But this one, he's running at the defender. He takes like a little chop inside of his foot, chop onto his left foot. Yes, it's on his left foot, but he's got all the goal to aim at. The goalkeeper looks like a tiny little penguin in the goal compared to the goal. And he smashes it into the side netting. There was so much net to aim at. And yeah, it wasn't the greatest from Will Asula. He probably won't be remembering that one too fondly. On the 39th minute, this is the last thing I wrote from the half. Chris Francis, the trialist, gallops down the left-hand side, absolutely gallops down there. Max Lowe plays him in and plays kind of a 1-2, if you like. He looks rapid. Chris Francis. And the fact that he's been at United for such a long time, I think it's been kind of like almost a month, maybe a bit more. It sounds like we're going to sign him. And from today, I know it was Chesterfield, but I wouldn't mind it. He looked absolutely fine where he was, and he looked quick, and that's what you want from your centre backs or your outside centre backs, if you like. He looked quick, and he played that 1-2 with Lowe. Unfortunately, it was a bit heavy. Well, he hit it a bit heavy, to be honest. But it's one of them things, isn't it? It's one of them things. It's he's obviously not played for a while. Even the players that were playing last season haven't played for a while. So everybody's getting used to each other again. And obviously, you're going to have a few stray passes here and there. You're not going to finish your dinner at certain points. You might make an odd mistake. It's not the end of the world. It is the first game of pre-season. Then the teams changed over. I'll quickly remind you who was playing again. Adam Davis, Sachdev, Anel, Frecklington, Robinson, Buyabu, Berger, Neil, Osborne and Dye, and Ollie Mack. Now, 48th minute, ILIMAN NDIAYE picks the ball up, takes on like 5 or 6 men. And I'm just like, oh my God. I was having a spirited debate with someone on Twitter, shall we say, the other day. I think it was yesterday. And I said he was the best player I've seen play at Bramall Lane. And then he brought up Michael Brown and Phil Jagielka and Cal Walker, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and stuff like that. I'm like, no, he's the best player. Like, I always think as players in like somebody who's great on the ball, good at dribbling, and it's the full package for me. But also, it's just a joy when he gets the ball to feet and then just runs at players. And yes, again, it's a National League defense, but he's running at them and he's just taking it around them for fun. It's like a dad taking on like 16 kids, where it's like pushing them off and then just taking it past one, taking it past another. It just felt like that. And that was like 2 minutes into the half. And then 5 minutes into the half, he goes and scores himself a goal, doesn't he? Sander Berger in the midfield. And Sander was another one today where I was just like, it was men against boys, don't get me wrong. But watching Sander play against some of these players, it was a joy to watch, because you realise how good Sander is when he's playing against worse players, because he almost like knows, I know that I'm playing against players that are on my level. So I'm going to show them up. That's what it feels like with Sander. Even though a lot of the championship midfielders aren't on his level too, I wish he'd just kind of realise his talent a bit more sometimes. And he was fantastic today. He hammers the ball into Ile. Their defender takes a bit of a chance and flies out to try and stop the ball going to Ile. Ile just lets it run. He goes through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I think it was Ollie Mack that was supporting him. And I thought he was just going to lay to one side, because we all know how unselfish ILIMAN NDIAYE is. But he doesn't. He takes it round the goalkeeper, little drop of the shoulder, round him, taps it in the goal. Like, how's a goalkeeper meant to stop ILIMAN NDIAYE from taking it round him? He's just not going to, is he? So that's 1-0. Ile with a great goal. 8 minutes later, another goal started by Sander Berger. Ollie McBurney finds himself onside. He's one-on-one, but he does the unselfish thing this time and just lays it to the side to Ben Osborne to tap the ball into an empty net. So the goalkeeper had a really good game. Like, the only 2 goals that he let in was one-on-ones, and one-on-ones against Premier League strikers. So, oh, right. Hal's messaged me saying that the microphone doesn't sound great. I'm glad I noticed that, actually, that message. And he's right. He's absolutely right. I don't know what's happened there, ladies and gents. Apologies for. And now it's the proper one. There we go. Yeah, it is. Like I said, it's the first game back. It's the first match reaction back. Thank you, Hal. I do appreciate that massively. But yeah, it was a really, really, I won't say easy game, but it's one of those games where it's just a run-of-the-mill professional performance by a team that is a much higher level than the other team. And I was saying to my dad the other day, like, we're playing Chesterfield. They are so many leagues below us, and it's crazy to think that we were going to their ground and losing in League One. It's just so weird how 2 clubs can massively go in 2 different directions. Don't get me wrong, Sheffield's a bigger city. We've got two really big teams. Chesterfield is obviously a smaller town, not as much money backing them, but it's just a bit crazy how they've fallen so far. And obviously we've had this amazing rise, starting with Chris Wilder and then Heckingbottom taking it on after that. Anyway, we'll move on. McBurney also looked bright all game for me. Had a header saved by the goalkeeper, which was really good. He took on a defender in the box, but I think the keeper kind of crowded him out, got really close into him, and
he just couldn't get it under his body. I think he was trying to kind of pass it through the goalkeeper's legs, but the goalkeeper stood firm. Good save. So 2 really good saves from McBurney, a few good saves from Asula in the first half as well. So yeah, fair play to the goalkeeper. Had a really good game. I'm not too sure, like I said earlier on, about their high line. It was just constantly almost on the halfway line. You can't do that against players of this caliber. To be honest, I would have liked to have watched the stream better. It wasn't, like I said earlier, it wasn't a very good quality stream. It was very sluggish, the video. So I didn't really get a chance to look at Harrison Neal properly, to have a look at Frecklington as well properly, because if Hecky thinks that he can go in there at centre back, you never know. He might not need to bring in another defender. I'd like to see him bring in another defender, but if he thinks Frecklington's got it, that's brilliant. But obviously there were a lot of other younger players playing in this game as well. Sai Sachdev, I'm always impressed by him every time he plays. Let me have a think. Who else were they that I would like to have seen more? Louis Marsh, I don't think he really got a chance in the game, to be fair, which was a little bit disappointing. But it is, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's one of his first games for the first team. I don't know if he's come on as a sub in any game, but I think that was his first full appearance. And so you can't really have a go at him for not getting in the game as much. Obviously, Will Asula's had a lot more experience in playing in the first team. He scored loads and loads, well, not loads of goals, but he scored some goals last season on loan at Derby. And he's going to go on to be a good player. Louis Marsh, I hope he's following in the footsteps of Will Asula as well. Just Will Asula needs to find the back of the net a little bit more. But yeah, like I said, Ollie Mack was very, very good. Illy was very, very good. Sanderberger was very, very good. Didn't see much of an L. I think the thing is, when you're a defender in a game like this, it's a good thing when you don't notice the defenders, because obviously it means the ball's in the other half a lot more, as simple as it is. So yeah, like I said, very professional performance. I don't think there's really anything else to talk about. It wasn't one of those games where we were backs to the walls at any point. I think they probably had one shot in the first half and maybe one or two in the second. Adam Davis, I think he stopped a cross at one point, and I think there was one tiny hairy moment towards the end of the game. But other than that, it was pretty standard. Do you think that's Illiman's last game in red and white? I don't. I just don't. I feel like if Illy wasn't sure, he wouldn't be playing in this game. I don't know. I've seen people on social media say that, well, it's his job at the end of the day. He should be playing in these games, but you don't see players do that. And I know Illy loves the club. He's a very loyal person, as in, like, he will play if he can play. He loves playing football as well. So that might have been the reason why he did play. But at the same time, for me, I just don't think you would risk it. If you're looking to make a move to your boyhood club in the Champions League, you are desperate to leave, you're not playing in this game. So yes, he might still go and leave. He might still be undecided whether he wants to leave or not. But I think all the reports that he's reached an agreement with them. If he's reached an agreement with Marseille, he's not playing in this game. They will not want him to play in a game that means absolutely nothing to anyone, really. It's just getting a bit of running in the legs, isn't it? Welcome back. Ollie McBurney is looking hungry. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. It would have been nice to have seen him score a goal. If Illiman would have just popped it to the side for him, that would have been quite nice. But at the same time, it was nice to see Illy score. Let's hope that that's not the last goal he scores for Sheffield United. As I see, we've got some Marseille fans. Might have been one of the reasons why I put Illiman in the thumbnail and title. You never know. Praying for Illiman to stay. Me too, Alison. Me too. Skillyman to stay. Andy, I hope so, mate. I hope so. Asula's first touch is atrocious. That's a bit harsh. But if his first touch is bad and his finish is bad, the rest of it must be incredible for him to get into these positions. It must be. Minutes in the legs, no injuries, get back into the groove, working together. Absolutely. Thanks, Al. Appreciate it, mate. You are a good, good man. Is this farewell from ILIMAN? Lots of people are thinking negatively about this. I'm thinking positively, and I think we've got to think positively, haven't we? If we don't, then we'll go insane. If Egan isn't captain, who would you pick as vice captain? It's got to be Norwood, hasn't it? It's got to be Norwood. Like he's been there and done it a lot. But Egan's captain. He's going to play all season, and yeah, I've got no doubt about that whatsoever. But there's quite a few players that are leaders, like George. George Baldock, for me, is a huge leader, and I've just realised that George didn't play in this game. There was no George. There was no Jaden Bogle. There was no Daniel Jebison. I don't know why. Hopefully, Hecky will be able to clear that up. But yeah, I don't know why. I'm assuming that Brewster's got still some work to do to get back fit properly. We've seen him on the training pitch and stuff, but maybe this could have been a game for him to play in. But obviously, the everybody at Sheffield United knows more than I do. And Ndiaye playing today has given me hope. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you so much. I completely agree. Every time I see Norwood set piece, I pray for Dale to return. Please, ILIMAN, sign another contract. Let's hope we keep Sandy Barge. Let's hope. Sandy Barge. We need to see it. We need to see you sign on the dotted line, mate. But if it's between the two, I'm picking ILIMAN. I am picking ILIMAN. Nick, you are correct. If he was leaving immediately, he would not have played today. Stuart, you are a man that knows a lot about football, and I am glad you are with me. Seems strange, no Sharpie. Did Jebison feature? If not, is he injured? We need to start playing him. Don't know if that's a joke or not, but Billy Sharp doesn't play for Sheffield United anymore. But yeah, it is weird about Jebbo. Jebbo must have had a knock or something, because it's a bit odd that Jebbo didn't play in this game. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I don't think there's anything else. I've got a bit of a tickly throat as well, so I don't want to be coughing on you guys. Thank you all very, very much for watching. It is great to see the Blades playing football again. I was buzzing watching that game. I really was. I've missed it so much. It's good to watch other football. It's good to watch the Wimbledon. It's good to watch kind of cricket every now and then. But there's just nothing that beats Sheffield United. Nothing that beats it. England, no. Premier League football, no. Sheffield United. Like, Sheffield goddamn United. That's it. I've missed it so, so much. And it's nice to see the lads back playing football, scoring goals and winning games. Stuart, top man. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I will see you very, very soon. Have a great weekend.